get even closer here. A little bit. Yeah. What's up, guys? Welcome back. So yesterday, someone left me this crazy long comment about how I needed to turn up my f-stop. And I was like, okay, I don't know how cameras work, so if my shot seems a little darker, that's why. She was like, oh, I think it'll help with like detail of your face and hair and like depth of field. And I was like, okay. So I did it, so we'll see. So thank you to that person if it ends up helping. So today, guys, we are going to be doing a wear test. It's going to be a mascara wear test. We're going to do the new Kosas, the Big Clean, which is right here in my hand, against the new Roen Cake Mascara. And I'm gonna try and pull you guys in as close as I possibly can to show you the detail of when I'm applying this, and we're gonna wear it all day with like a, if not all cream, mostly cream face of makeup, because these are traditional clean formulas. I feel like I have to say this. There are basically two audiences of mascara users that I can identify, you know, as far as my community is concerned. There are the people who feel the way that I do, where it's like, it's tubing mascara or bust. You know? Like, tubing mascaras are the most reliable formula. But a lot of people have told me that they have issues with the ingredients, like irritating their eyes and things like that. And if you have really sensitive eyes, mascara is going to be the thing that probably ticks your eyes off the fastest because it's so freaking close to your eyes. And so there's the other contingent on my channel that just really wants a clean ingredient mascara that actually performs and doesn't smudge. Smudge is the word everyone seems to use. I always said drool down your face, but smudge. And so I have worn both of these on my own time, and I have been pretty impressed. I already kind of have my feelings about which one I think is going to outperform the other, but I'm gonna keep that to myself and let the results speak for the test. So I also am going to do like a full face. I'm gonna zoom through it. I'm not gonna bore you with that, but of like all my Roen and Kosas like complexion products and, you know, makeup and everything like that, because I think that the whole point is that these things should dovetail together, and they are all cream products. So yeah, I'm gonna move you guys in, do a full face of Kosas and Roen, and then we will get into like applying the mascara, and we'll briefly touch on the ingredients, and then we'll do the wear test. Sound good? Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hop into this really quickly, and you guys can just watch in fast motion while I put this makeup on my face. Okay, so I put my kit lens back on, and it makes everything look like it's like in green screen behind me, because it's like, I don't know, it's very surreal looking, but I've got my autofocus on, things that I never do, basically because I want to show you guys this mascara in as much detail as I possibly can. Also, I forgot to mention, I have an extra that the company sent me from Kosas. So I'm gonna do a little giveaway. I will have a Gleam link down below in the description where you can enter, and we'll choose a winner in like a week or something. So I'm not gonna do eyeliner today because I want you guys to be able to really see detail, but I wonder if we can get even closer here. A little bit. So I'm gonna do Kosas on this eye and Cake on this side. So that's what the brush looks like. I've got my autofocus on so I can do this. Wow, that's what the brush looks like for Kosas. It's curved. Let me know if this is the level of detail that you guys want to see. I'm always looking for better ways to show detail, but I also like to have a pretty shot. And also when my camera's this close to me, I tend to watch myself in my viewfinder, which I know is obnoxious, drives people crazy. So anyway, let's go ahead and do this. Pretty mascara, y'all. That's a very freaking pretty mascara, okay? I think that as traditional wash-off mascara formulas go, this one is just extremely satisfying for people who love a lot of volume. Oops, good job. Oh, like really quickly, but it doesn't clump. But it's matte, which I like. I don't know, builds so beautifully. Oh my goodness. It's somehow it's both a lot of volume and also really feathery light. If you can see. And then we're gonna go with the cake on this side. Once that dries, I'll scrape it off. I'm so sorry, earth signs. So this is the brush on the cake. Just a regular straight one, but also nylon bristles, not the like pokey kind. It just feels like there's not as much product on the brush, but it's the formula, you know? Because I can work that in and I can see the product on the brush, and I'm rolling my brush. And it's just not a building formula the way that the Kosas is. It also, I don't know, I feel like this might be my imagination, but when I use the Kosas to like push my lashes up, they almost hold the curl. And this doesn't have kind of the same persuasiveness that I'm able to achieve with this formula. I'm not sure if that's even a factor in mascara or whether I'm just making that up. But I'm going to go in for another, you know, not another coat, not going to let it dry or anything, but just try and get the most out of it in the first coat so that they are kind of apples to apples in terms of the amount of product that I have on my lashes, because I think that that's going to be really telling for the wear test. I'm getting it everywhere, as usual, but that's okay. Okay. So, when you do work hard to get that extra layer on there of the cake, it's very, very pretty. Let me see how close I can get here. Yeah. But look at the Kosas, I was able to achieve more of a visible curl, and the cake is just a little bit straighter, and you get kind of more volume right at the roots, like more like blackness, I guess, right at the roots, whereas I feel like Kosas gives me more lash coverage all the way through. Let's see if that's dry and I can scrape it off. Not too bad. Who's sick of seeing my face this close up? Me, I am. Okay, I'm going to put my regular lens back on because this is just, I feel like I'm on a green screen. It's so weird. And then we will kind of go through pricing, the amount of product that you get, ingredients, comparison, all that stuff before we jump into the wear test. Okay, so we're gonna open these up and talk about the ingredients real quick. I don't really think that there's any point in going into like full detail just because I don't know what most of it means, and so I can't translate it to you anyway. But one of the big call outs to me was just that the Roen is vegan, claims to be a vegan formula, and the Kosas does not. The second ingredient is beeswax. I'm a big fan of beeswax myself. I like it in my boy brow, I like it for hold of all sorts of things, and I think that that kind of explains the persuasiveness of the formula. I come up with the dumbest names for things, like the weirdest ways of describing things, but I was able to coerce my lashes to curl without like actually curling them with the Kosas a lot better than I was with the cake. So it's got a little more hold. So one of the big call outs that Kosas has is that it has hair care ingredients in it. And so it's supposed to long-term nourish your lashes and help them grow longer, stronger. That's one of the advantages that I have found with also my Thrive mascara. It's got, I believe, castor oil in it. It's also got orchid stem cell cell complex. It's got a bunch of different kind of technology in it that helps my lashes grow over time. And that was something that I feel like I had to kind of point out in my lash growth serum comparison, my 5-month comparison video. I compared the was it Lash Food? Was that what I did? I can't remember. Versus just regular castor seed oil on my lashes every single night for 5 months. And I think that the main thing that I noticed was just that castor seed oil has a big impact in my lashes and that natural eyelash serums don't really. And it's mainly just like the fact that I was conditioning them to begin with. But also I think that the experiment might have been tainted by the fact that there are already really good nourishing ingredients in my mascara. So I think that those things do go a long way. So the cake call out is sunflower, bayberry, and carnauba wax helps to maintain hold and flexibility. So that's more of a performance thing. Olive oil hydrates, which kind of worries me a little bit. And I mean, yes, both of these formulas have oils in them, which always worries me because that is why I love a tubing mascara formula, is because anytime you're wearing oils around your eyes, oils are the way that you remove mascara. So one might assume that wearing kind of oily, you know, unpowdered concealer and eyeshadow and things like that around a mascara that doesn't have a tubing formula, you're probably going to like remove it over the course of the day. And to me, that's not acceptable. I don't know. That's why I love tubing formulas so much, is because I just don't really see that as like an acceptable thing with a mascara. But I also understand that a lot of people have ingredient issues. And so you just have to try and like find the best that you can. Also, I have the new Cosmetics mascara. I did want to call that out because I know a lot of people have been asking. That is a tubing mascara formula. However, yesterday, their PR representative reached out to me, their social media person, and they were like, hey, can we put you on our PR list? Do you want to try some stuff? And I was like, oh my God, yes, that's so awesome. So I'm going to be getting some more stuff from Cosmetics before we do the, you know, the trial of that mascara. So that might wait a little bit, just a little bit until that package arrives, but I'm just like so excited about being on their PR list and getting some new stuff from them to show you guys. So that's what's holding up that video, but it's an exciting reason. Anyway, yes, most of the call outs from the Cake mascara have to do with the fact that yes, it's a clean formula, but it also performs. That's kind of what they're calling out. And then Kosas is like, yes, it's a clean formula. Yes, it performs, but it's also going to nourish your lashes over time. The Cake is $28 and you get 0.34 ounces. And the Kosas is $26 and you get 0.32 ounces. The Kosas is in a metal package, whereas the Roen is in plastic. And Roen, I feel like they're going for, I don't want to say luxury because that implies that Kosas isn't going for luxury, because like Kosas packaging to me is extremely luxurious looking. I think that all of their compacts are just so pretty. I love having them kind of sitting around because they just look so, they look so mature. They look so like timeless to me. And so I don't want to say that this isn't going for that, but Roen, they just have this like, I don't know, we're giving you clean, but we're also giving you this just super minimal luxury thing. And I don't know, I still think they could have gone with a metal tube. It would have been nicer in my hands. You know, it would have been really nice and heavy the way that like the Thrive is in metal and it has a weighted cap. It's just like, it's very luxurious to feel. And the Cake is actually more expensive than the Thrive. The Thrive is $24 and you get 0.38 ounces. So more mascara for less money. It's also in a metal tube. I just think that for the money, they could have really, you know, gone for a more ecological packaging, but then also ecological, eco-conscious packaging, but they also could have gone for something that felt a little bit more luxurious than just, you know, chrome plastic. This is as heavy as the Thrive packaging. In fact, well, no, they're not the same, but I mean, they both weigh a lot. They have that like luxury feel to them, that really heavy thing. Some people don't care about that. I care about that. So get one final look at the situation here, because I'm going to go ahead and jump into the wear test. This is going to be a relatively easy wear test, but I'm actually a little bit nervous for them. You know, I'm rooting for both of them, but it's a muggy day outside. And like I said, you know, if you're asking what kind of mascara formula I have the most faith in, it's always going to be a tubing mascara formula. And so when people ask me, does it smudge with these kinds of things, I'm like, I can't make you any promises. So we're going to find out. We did end up doing a full no powder look here. So everything is cream. I used the Kosas concealer. I use the Roen eyeshadow, so we've got like an even distribution of each brand around my eyes. That was unintentional, but that's how it worked out. And we will basically come back at the end of my day in like 8 hours and see if either of them smudged, if both of them smudged, and how much. So I will see you guys then. Hey guys, we're back in weird green screen mode with my my kit lens because I wanted to be able to show you guys in as much detail as possible the results of the swear test. Now let me start by saying I have created a worst case scenario. I know that. I wanted to test it in the rudest of conditions with cream everything on a muggy day, and I just unboxed an entire care package of post-pregnancy, you know, baby things from my friend Hallie. And it was 2 gigantic boxes. I unboxed the whole thing on camera. It will be on my vlog channel. And I might have teared up a little bit. I might have teared up just a little bit while I was doing it. And so I did. I kind of created a perfect storm for this stuff to not really be in its most ideal situation. I'm gonna try to light up a little bit. They both drooled. They both smudged. I wouldn't say like a lot. I mean, pretty evenly, honestly. The only thing that I would say was the big differentiator was this situation. This one took longer to degrade. This one kind of did all of its kind of worst things pretty quickly. And I do want to see, now that we're like, you know, looking at the actual final results, like what happens if I try and take something like a spoolie. I don't know why the AC is still like going. I turned it off. And like knock this stuff off, because honestly, even a tubing mascara flakes eventually, like on the ends and stuff like that. It's not perfect, it just never resolves. I guess it's like, that's the word I always use. Basically, it means that it doesn't smudge, it just flakes. It just kind of like, you know, the little tips will break off a lot of times, but like it's remedied, not solved, but remedied by, you know, taking a spoolie the same way that you would if you had just gotten it in the wrong place and just kind of knocking it off. But you see that there is a difference between flaking and just giving you that haze right there. Now, again, worst case scenario, and when I've worn each of these, mainly the Kosas, when I said that I was rooting for one earlier, like not even that I was rooting for it, but that I like had assumptions of which one was going to outperform the other, I was leaning more towards the Kosas just because every time I've worn it so far, I haven't had any issues with it doing this, but that's also because I've been wearing it with this, the Becca Zero, the virtual foundation, and this stuff is completely matte. There's no dewiness to it at all on my skin, and so it doesn't give that oil that it would need to resolve and to kind of smudge around the eyes. So if that's something that you are concerned about, you know, make sure you powder around your eyes. I can't speak to everyone's experience because a lot of people do just have oilier eye situations. And honestly, even if you have like an oilier or a naturally sweatier eye situation, a tubing mascara is eventually going to wear off on you too, because it wears off with warm water. So all that to say, maybe you'd want to go with a waterproof formula. I am always trying at all costs to avoid a waterproof formula because the big advantage to me, besides the actual wear time on a tubing mascara, is also just the fact that I never have to rub my eyes. Like this, I'll get out of the shower and it'll still be like underneath my eyes, raccoon eyes style, you know, and I still have to take like a cleansing balm or something like that and like rub my eyes. You think about doing that every single day, like that's just too much for me. And the fact that a tubing mascara, like you're in the shower and you just doop, and it just comes off, you don't ever have raccoon eyes, you don't ever have to rub your eyes, nothing. So yeah, final thoughts, tubing mascaras are always going to be my favorite. Of the two, I like the appearance of the Kosas better, and from both of them, when I have worn them with something that isn't oily around my eyes, I have not had this problem, but neither of them particularly stands up super well to the worst case scenario situation of putting like a cream eye product on and then like a dewy, non-powdered concealer underneath the eyes. This is kind of what you're going to end up dealing with. Now you could, you know, take your fingers and do one of these at any given time, probably, and like, you know, be fine. If that's something that's you know, within negotiation for you as far as what you're willing to put up with a mascara. But I'll be totally honest, guys, it literally, like every clean mascara that I've ever used, it does something like this. So, you know, I've been wearing it for over 8 hours. Take that into consideration. Let me know in the comments, actually, I'm gonna move y'all out just a little, what you're willing to put up with from a mascara. Because there are, like I said, kind of at least two audiences on my channel. One that's like, I am completely like zero tolerance with it, you know, smudging and flaking, which is pretty much where I am, and not wanting to rub my eyes. And then there is the other side, like I said, of people who really are more focused on the, you know, allergies of their eyes and like wanting things to be clean enough that it doesn't make their eyes sensitive. And that might mean that you're willing to be flexible on some of these kinds of effects. So inform a girl on what it is that you're looking for in a mascara. But if the Kosas does appeal to you, this isn't sponsored or anything, but if the Kosas does appeal to you, there will be, like I said, the giveaway Gleam link down below. You're probably like waiting for it. You're like, Khaki, you know, you should probably finish telling us whether they perform before I decide whether I actually want to enter a giveaway for it. But I do genuinely like the appearance of the Kosas and the behavior of the Kosas, the fact that it holds a curl better and the fact that it's like more thick. I like it better than the Roen. Those are all of my thoughts. And I apologize if this was like, you know, kind of a mediocre ending, but it's kind of what I anticipated too. It's, again, why I go for the tubing mascaras of the world. That's where I leave you guys today. If you found this valuable, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Google can't tell the difference. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you guys did. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me. Also, let me know if at any point in the video you were like, heck yes, that was a really noticeable difference in detail and video quality, because I am always trying to find ways to show better detail. Eventually I will buy an HD camera, but I don't have one yet. It only goes to 1080p. Eventually I will be a really big deal YouTuber and everything will be in cinema quality, but right now I don't have $3,000 that I want to spend on a camera. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.